Revelation 13:16 reads, "And the second beast required all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead." That foreboding passage leads us to the small hamlet of Geneva, Switzerland, where the elite go about doing Lucifer's busy work. Geneva, Switzerland, home of the European headquarters of the United Nations and CERN. Geneva hosts the highest number of international organizations in the world, including the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, the World Health Organization, the International Labor Organization, the International Telecommunication Union, the World Intellectual Property Organization, and apart from the United Nations agencies, Geneva also hosts many intergovernmental organizations such as the World Trade Organization, the World Economic Forum, the International Organization for Migration, and the International Committee of the Red Cross. It is here in Geneva, Switzerland, where all of your personal data will be stored as you and your loved ones are chipped like animals, tracking your every movement, only to hit you with carbon taxation 24/7 under the incoming Agenda 2030 that is creeping its way into your community. Sound a little extreme? Well, Dr. Oz doesn't think so.
This little chip may be the next big thing, and it sounds like it's right from a sci-fi movie, but people all over the world are implanting these into their wrists.
We're so attracted to our devices that they're basically becoming a part of our bodies. But what if they really could become a part of our bodies? Well, guess what? They can. Meet the RFID microchip, similar to the tech used to track your pets or your phone. Once implanted in your body, it could identify you as you pass through the airport, open the door to your home. It could even be used to buy groceries at the supermarket.
And just how is the United Nations going to go about chipping 325 million red-blooded Americans? Well, in concert with the United Nations establishing a foothold in our local police forces, thanks to the United Nations and the Department of Justice's collusion of the Strong Cities Network, the CDC will begin arresting the unvaccinated and inevitably forcing these chips on the masses. John Rappaport writes, the CDC's imminent implementation of its new rules for controlling communicable diseases. I've covered these rules extensively. Here I'll sum them up. Rappaport continues, Americans traveling between states can be stopped, detained, and even quarantined if they seem to have indications of an illness that could impact public health. If this sounds vague, it is. The CDC has even coined a new absurd category, pre-communicable illness. It means that with few or no symptoms, but merely the probability of having contacted someone who had or could have had an illness, a traveler in America can be picked up and held against his will. The CDC asserts it has police powers to do this.
10,000 people have already been chipped, and the number is growing.
Once the CDC's full violation of the Constitution is underway, enforced by the Strong Cities Network, the United Nations Mark of the Beast system will be coming to a school and/or doctor's office near you, courtesy of the United Nations Agenda 2030.
Christian music has been banned from school buses in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. The school district told one of their bus drivers to stop playing a Christian radio station while taking kids to school. The complaint was filed by the Freedom from Religion Foundation, which is a group of atheists and agnostics. An attorney from that group said, quote, given the content of the programming and its proselytizing nature, young and impressionable students cannot be forced to listen to such programs. The superintendent agreed with the demand, saying they were just trying to avoid promoting religion.
Tonight there is new video out from Minnesota of a knife attack inside an American mall and how authorities took the man down.
Watch as the nightmare unfolds. To hear Adon arriving at this Minnesota mall, knives in hand, seen here stabbing this store clerk. Today, police releasing chilling surveillance tape, which they say portrays a suspected Islamic radical attempting mass murder.
Adon's behavior and the actions suggest he may have been radicalized either with the influence of others or on his own.
He just charged me with the knife and he said, "Are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim?"
As store owners scrambled, pulling down their security gates, Adon used 2 steak knives to stab 10 people before being shot by off-duty officer Jason Falconer. Look closely, you can just make out Adon there in dark clothing, running through Macy's. That officer in hot pursuit with gun drawn. Then the confrontation. The officer shoots Adon after being threatened. In another scene, Adon gets back up. He's shot again. Then once more he struggles to his feet before the fatal shot. The FBI is still investigating Adon, but authorities say they've run into a major roadblock. They can't get into his iPhone.
No word from Apple tonight, but this could explode into the same kind of legal confrontation we saw between Apple and law enforcement in the San Bernardino terror case.
2 cabinet departments in the Obama administration exaggerated public support for special transgender bathroom rights in schools. The Department of Education and the Justice Department said there was, quote, a growing chorus of people demanding that transgenders be allowed to use the school facilities of their choice. But a nonprofit group called Public Advocate says that's not true. Through the Freedom of Information Act, it found that only 6 citizens wrote letters supporting transgenders. There were 27 pre-written form letters from people as well. Public Advocate says the Obama administration also overwhelmingly minimized the number of public responses opposing the move.
Law enforcement sources say the first sign of a security breach at the NSA came in mid-August when someone posted highly sensitive secrets about the agency's cyber tools. Experts say the posts included computer code intended to hack major cyber targets like foreign governments. At first, a cyber attack by another country was suspected, but soon investigators zeroed in on NSA contractor Harold Martin III. In late August, police converged on his Maryland home. Glenn Bond lives down the street.
FBI jackets all over the place, state troopers.
According to the criminal complaint unsealed today, the FBI searched the house, car, and 2 storage sheds. Investigators say they found hard copy documents and digital information stored on various devices with markings indicating that they contained highly classified and top secret information that, if made public, could cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security of the United States. Martin's wife, Deb, was at the house today.
I have absolutely no comment on the matter, and that I am standing by my husband, that I love him very much.
Martin, a Navy veteran, was employed by defense contractor Booz Allen Hamilton, the same company that hired Edward Snowden. In 2013, he leaked classified secrets about U.S. global and domestic surveillance methods. It is considered one of the most damaging security breaches in decades.
One of the largest evangelical college ministries in the U.S. has asked staff members who support same-sex marriage to quit. InterVarsity Christian Fellowship recently made the announcement after a position paper on keeping sex reserved for marriage. Employees who disagree are required to leave within 2 weeks. Since the legalization of gay marriage, 51% of younger people now believe homosexuality should be accepted, and Christian groups are struggling to navigate the issue.